Okay, so press tab to go into edit mode, or select down here into edit mode. Edit mode is where you will spend most of your time while doing modeling and detail work. You can choose your selection mode by pressing Ctrl and Tab. You can select vertex, edge or face. Also you can do that down here with these three icons: vertex, edge and face. We'll select a face and press E to extrude. Move your mouse and choose where you want it. You can fine-tune your movement by holding Shift while moving, and press left mouse button to confirm. You can do a loop cut by pressing Ctrl and R, and then move your mouse around to choose which side and face you want to do a cut on, and select there. Press left mouse button and you can move your mouse back and forth and choose where you want to make the cut, or hold Shift for precise movement and press left mouse button to confirm. It is now switched into line or edge select mode. We can switch it back to face mode. You can insert a face by selecting a face and pressing I and dragging your mouse and left mouse button to confirm. You can now move this face around. Or you can press E to extrude. If we press I again, then E and take it inwards, you can see how easy it is to create a simple object. To separate a face from the rest of the object, select it and press Y. This will split it from the rest of the mesh. You can now move it around independently. Let's now cut a hole in the mesh. To separate a face or part of a mesh from the rest of the mesh and create a new object out of it, press P, and you can select by selection, by material or by loose parts. In this case we will select by selection, which means just the selected part will be separated into a new object. It is now not part of this mesh. If we went back into object mode, you can now see we have two separate objects. To hide an object or a face, you can select it and press H, and to bring it back, press Alt H. This will make it easier for you to see what you're doing in the hard to see areas. This also works in object mode for objects. Press H and Alt H to bring it back. To create a face in a mesh, switch to edge select and either select by shift selecting the edges you need around the gap, or you hold Alt and select one of them and it will automatically select a loop around the gap. You can now press F on your keyboard to insert a face. You'll notice in each mesh there is a small dot. This dot is the object's origin. You can move the origin by going to object mode and pressing Shift, Control, Alt and C. You now get a few options. you can move the geometry or object to the origin, move the origin to the geometry, the origin to the 3D cursor, or the origin to the center of mass. For this example, I will move the origin to the 3D cursor. And now it is moved. To get it to the center of the object, select Center of Mass. It is now dead center of the mass of the object. To duplicate any object in Blender, whether in object mode as a whole object, or in edit mode as part of an object, or the whole object, press Shift and D and move your mouse. You can click the right mouse button to drop it back where it was and then move it separately. This also works in object mode for any object within Blender. Shift D and you can now select Z to move it on the Z axis, X for the X axis, or Y for the Y axis. I will go more in depth into duplication in the next video.